Get the latest developments and legal headlines from trusted source.
Yes, Dina Cupfer is with our friends from Rio and Caraway to break it all down in another edition of Sidebar.
Good morning. All right, this is the time of the morning where we go through some of the top legal topics that are really making headlines. And so we are here at Rio and Caraway for our Sidebar segment. And we've got, of course, Dan and Chuck with us. Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
Good to see you. Okay, so our first story is going to go to you, Dan. We're talking about Tesla and child-size mannequins that their autopilot feature allegedly doesn't detect, right? So go ahead and talk us through this story.
Yeah, I mean, the basis of it is terrifying because it's that idea that autopilot is supposed to, of course, detect everything in front of it. If there's a car there, avoid, stop, a person, you would expect children too. So the Dawn Project has gone out and has done some independent testing on a racetrack, and they went ahead and put child-sized dummies out there, and apparently, according to a video that they're promulgating on the internet, it doesn't detect them and runs them down every time. Tesla has put out a cease and desist, has claimed that there's no validity of the study, there's no federal regulator there, they don't know if the autopilot's even been engaged. Dawn Project stands by it, says they have declarations that it was all done correctly, and if true, it would be a very devastating accusation. So, legal issue, you have the safety concern versus what Tesla's looking at in the idea of defamation. The basic defense to defamation, though, is truth. So this is now the big question, is the validity of the study.
Okay. Wow, so still a lot to be uncovered with that one. Okay, another topic we're following closely is this one out of SeaWorld, where two orcas got into basically a brawl in front of some of the visitors there, and now PETA's getting involved in this.
Yes, so PETA has gotten involved, and they've asked the District Attorney of San Diego, which is the SeaWorld park that this happened in, to look into, investigate, and maybe file criminal charges. So there's a lot to unpack here, but if you're looking at it strictly from the legal sense of what PETA is asking for, you have to look at the criminal nature of this act. California, you have the Penal Code Section 597, which is animal cruelty or abuse. In order for that to happen, you would have to have a malicious or willful act by the trainers, the people that take care of these animals and things of that nature. So they would have had to have actually known that these two animals couldn't be in the tank together, and then they would have had to put the animals in the tank together, and then the animals obviously fought and the one was injured. I think it's highly unlikely that, you know, SeaWorld trainers are putting these animals at harm, but again, if that did happen, you could have criminal charges. The other one is that there's a federal act. It's the Animal Welfare Act, and what that does is it sets out guidelines for for keeping these types of animals, specifically killer whales, in these parks. I went through the entire code section. There's a section 3, you go through it, and it talks about like all of the different things that are needed in order to house these types of animals. It really doesn't seem like they violated anything until you come to one specific section of the act, and it says that if you put two animals together that shouldn't be put together, that would be a violation of the act. So in this scenario, you have two animals that have attacked each other. If they knew that this was going to happen, if this is something that occurs in the wild, and these animals shouldn't be put together, then it would be a violation. And last thing, what's important with regards to this is that PETA has alleged that these animals, they have 100 miles that they swim every single day in the wild. They're kept in these tanks that have to be, I think, a minimum of 63 square feet. If they did attack each other in the wild, one of the animals could retreat. Because the tank is so small, they can't. So that in itself is actually part of the violation, I think.
Okay, gosh, just either way, so sad. Visitors had to see that happen, which I can imagine was just really scary for people to see. All right, well, again, Dan and Chuck, Rio and Caraway, thank you so much for your legal expertise, and that is our Sidebar segment today. Back over to you.